Peace,
It's T-Will on the beat.
Yahweh. Hey, Yahweh. Hey, Yahweh. Hey, Yahweh. Yahweh, come for my rescue. Yahweh, fight my battle. Jesus, fight my battle. Yahweh, fight my battle. Fight those who fight against me. Yahweh, fight my battle. Jesus, fight my battle. Yahweh, fight my battle. Fight those who fight against me. Yahweh, fight my battle. Jesus, fight my battle. Yahweh, fight my battle. Fight those who fight against me. Yahweh, fight my battle. This battle is too heavy for me, no. I cannot fight it alone, no. You promised to fight it for me, no. Yeah, fight my battle, Jehovah, fight my battle, man. Clipper, fight my battle, Fight it and make me a winner. What kind of life when you're living? When I apply for trouble, can I get it? What kind of life I live today? Oh? When I hear someone they don't recognize me. What kind of life when you're living? My friends are children, but I don't have one. No. What kind of life I live today? Oh? When I read my application, they don't accept it. Papa, fight my battle. Fight that depression battle.
All right, folks, good afternoon. So welcome to this program. I'm Alfonso Zianso of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. We want to welcome all our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for joining us here. All right.
Lord. Fight this battle for me, Lord. Oh, fight this battle, Lord. Oh, fight this battle, Lord. Oh, fight this battle, Lord.
All right, there you have it, folks. I want to welcome all our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for joining us here. Let me make sure our microphone is all good. Just give me a signal if you are getting us here. Let me just make sure everything looks good here. We want to welcome all our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for being part of this program here. Let's see here. Let's do more of what we are doing here. This is a very consequential program, and we hope that you will understand we have a piece of job to do, and we have to get that job done. Mazola Gisi, if you are monitoring Main Studio, Natana Cry Port, please alert me if our signal is okay as what, so we will know where to. Let me go to this guy, Prophetkey, on place of Nima County to welcome me here as part of our all right.
Yeah, you are old, couple ya. Yeah, you are old, come ya, where you are. For your yas, you got like when I'm late here, come my. Aye, you are ya, guy. Uban Salio, got me. Cano, caca, let go, good ball.
All right. All right, folks. So, I want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for joining me here. I'm Alfonso Ziensot of the Liberia Public Radio and LPRO TV. This is a special edition of All Things Considered. We'll be hosting Prophetkey from the Kingdom of Morocco. He will be joining me here very shortly. Just bear with me. Just bear with me here. Just bear with me. We're doing a little bit housekeeping here. We're doing a little bit of housekeeping here. So he will be joining me here very shortly. We want to welcome all our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you for sharing your Tuesday afternoon. This is a special edition of All Things Considered here. We're going to be talking to Prophetkey from the Kingdom of Morocco. I know it's going to be a bizarre interview since I announced this. There have been a lot of talking points and people from both sides that support other side, been having their own apprehension as to why. But I can tell you, prior to the 2000, before the Gulf War, an American journalist, formerly with the CBS, Dan Rather, was privileged to sit down with Saddam Hussein prior to the invasions of Iraq by U.S. And that interview was aired by American televisions and multiple televisions in 3 televisions network, major network in Baghdad is serving Iraq, and he was taking on an extensive tour in Baghdad for 45 minutes with his CBS manager. And even beyond that, British politicians also was privileged to also interview Saddam Hussein just within that same time. Journalists, we should not have boundaries. We should not be selective. Our goal here is to understand what is happening in today's war and have honest conversations if it is possible to find a common ground. And that's exactly to what we are doing. The one good thing that we have agreed to, both parties has agreed, words that are meant to be used on his network potentially will not be used here based on the understanding that we have. Because he's in my house, and if I were to go to a house, I will also obey the laws of his land. And that's the sort of mutual understanding. But we believe it is important that we listen to people in Liberia, no matter their positions, what the position we take. But what we are concerned with here at Liberia Public Radio is to create civilities in the conversation. All of us, you and myself, we all have the ability to express our disagreement, our disenchantment about our country, about our leaders who have found differences in their political beliefs and how they conduct the affairs of the country. But what is troubling, and they have their own right in terms of the tone of their message and how they intend to navigate that message to the electorates. But it is important that we have this conversation to give them the fair share as well. And so, on the basis of this gentleman agreement, and life itself is a risk, and we have decided here at the management and staff of the Liberia Public Radio to go into that risk. So, with all things remain constant, we hope to have this conversation. From our indication before coming on air, there was still agreement in place. It's a unilateral ceasefire where the word will be maintained in civility. But we are agreed to ask all of the tough questions and get to know much little more deeper of what's going to be happening and how Liberian thinks about their leaders and how Liberians should feel as well. But we also want to caution people as people what they will think if they were given the opportunity to hold state power. How would they like to be addressed? These are volatile and consequential questions most people do not want to answer. But we have to take the bull by the horn. I am Alfonso Zay, and so right here, it's a beautiful day here from the East Coast, New England Bureau. My viewers, listeners, far and near, we want to welcome you to this program. Shortly, hopefully, the guests will join us here. Let's take a quick commercial break, and we can see to establish contact here. Hopefully, to have our guests to be part of this program. Stay tuned. I will be right back.
mute wasawa. Yeah, yo. Yeah, yo. How you te wasawa. Yeah, oh, how you te was so. The Gambiro, Dala Metreso, how you te was so. But you go here, Mamba was your complaint. Mamba Holande komple Chugwe Mamba kobela saki Chume Mamba wasi ya komple
Protect yourself, protect your family, protect your country. It's real, it's real. Coronavirus is real. Oh, it's real, it's real. Coronavirus is real. My people, it's real.
All right, we want to welcome you. Let me make sure here. We want to welcome you. My guest is already here. I'm going to be taking you in the kingdom to Morocco, where a true Liberian is standing by. Let me make sure here. Okay, let's see here. Let's see whether we can have this gentleman on here. Okay, here we are from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio and LPRTV in the kingdom of Morocco. Okay, are you hearing me?
Yeah, clear.
Okay, good. All right. It's good to have you here. Thank you for keeping our invitations current here. This is what we believe in here at Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. We do not sanction people's view. We respect people's view. We respect people's opinions. And beyond the closed door, there was a discussions of civility to be maintained. And we have cautions on our listeners and our viewer as well that we maintain that. And so I see your fans firing up here, and we're going to get to that. Okay, I don't need introduction from you. I don't think you need introduction, but every day new people appear on the stage. So it would be unfair if I don't give you the opportunity to introduce yourself. Somebody might wonder, you have been talking to other people to introduce yourself. They have introduced yourself. So why you did not ask the prophet to introduce yourself? Good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you very much to have me on your show. I am Prophetkey Naya Bokwa Abi Yezen, a religious leader, the man that invented his own religion, and also a talk show host and a political analyst. Thank you for having me on your show.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Prophetkey. Is that a name you prefer me calling you, Prophetkey? Or is there any other name you want?
Yeah, Prophetkey.
Okay, so let's talk here a little bit. How long you been in Morocco, Prophet?
I've been in Morocco about 10 years.
10 years? Wow.
Yeah.
How is Morocco in terms of the environment, how Africans, how Liberians, how people are treated there? It's an Arab country, and that's the purpose of my question.
No, Morocco being an Arab country, it doesn't mean in a negative faction.
Mm-hmm.
Morocco is very welcoming, and the Moroccan love their African brothers and sisters because Morocco is in Africa, but it's nothing part of Africa. And the king opened up to African from other part of Africa, the Saharan Africans, to come to Morocco. So Morocco is a country of hospitality, and they love their African brothers.
How was it at your own will you select? You decided to go Morocco, or was it on some sort of hard tension? How you choose to go to Morocco?
No other tension. It was during the time when I in Africa. when the Ivorian president was killing Liberians, and how you call him, Laurent Gbagbo, he was killing Liberians. That's the time I make my way out of Africa to Morocco because no option I had to come. Even leaving from there, I was escorted by one of the Ivorian players that is well known, Kwasi Kwadwo. He escorted me from Africa to come to Morocco because they were killing Liberians. And they even arrested me and they wanted to kill me, and God could have it. They released me, so I found my way out of it.
In Africa?
In Africa. Yes.
During the heat of Lawrence Gbagbo, Gay Robert, I was also in Abidjan. Was that at the same time?
That's the same time.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy because in order to get food, sometimes it was. I can remember Yop City, Yopugon, Sipores. When you go to those places, you don't even talk because they know our accent. We are easily identified. And so by the time you go, Lord, Monsieur, Madame, s'il vous plaît, your card is, even you get it, you got to go. Wow. So you see how small the world is.
That was the time they raised the card you from 10,000 to 30,000.
Right. Wow. Okay. And you decided to go to Morocco.
Morocco as a place of refuge.
But you didn't take a second thought, I'm going to this country. Is what do they speak? By Morocco is a bilanguage country, right? They speak English and French. Is that the case?
No, they speak French and Arabic, and most of their bulletins are in English.
So that was a risk you took to go because you didn't just know what you were going to experience. You could have gone to Ghana. You could have gone to any of these Anglophone country, English country, but that didn't happen.
No, I don't think it's a risk because Morocco has good relationship with sub-Saharan country, and there are more Moroccan even in Africa and around West Africa. So Morocco is now a country that have bad news coming out based upon the treatment of black people. The only thing you hear about Morocco, people trying to make their way to Spain. But Morocco is not like Algeria or like Libya, the way they ill treat black people. No.
Okay. Why you didn't go to Spain?
No, my aim is now to go to Europe.
Europe. You decided to remain in Africa.
Yeah, I decided to remain in Africa because I'm an African and I love my continent.
Okay, so let's do a little bit backtracking here. Before you were in Liberia, do you have any political affiliation? You were affiliated
in Liberia? No, I never have political affiliation. In Liberia, I'm a normal man, a relation man, because I started to search for God around 1996, and I encountered God, and God spoke to me, and I used to go on radio during Charles the time. They invited me on Kiss FM. I went to Wachimacallie and LU. They invited me to debate, and I debated issue of religion, and I had my own religion. I left from Liberia as a relation man, I was not politically affiliated with any political faction or party.
Are you affiliating with any political party at this point in time?
No.
Do you intend to do that?
No.
As any political leaders have in recent times spoken with Prophetkey, you have a huge followers. Do they speak? Do they call you at times?
Yes, I spoke with Edisana Comey. He reached out to me.
What was the purpose of his call? He has never called me. You might be the lucky guy.
No, he called me because I get one of the biggest platforms. And people follow me. So he called me, because I'm a stakeholder in Liberian politics. So he called me to get my view, okay, that he can work with me in the betterment of our country. That's it.
And what did you tell him?
And I tell him, he said that I have my own thought, and I'm a free position. I'm not part of no political party, but if I can help in my own way, I will help.
You are very creative. Free position. Is that a political party or that's just your own creation?
My era, the creativity part of my era. I'm good in creating.
Absolutely.
A free position is like it's the middle part because I'm a relation man. You know, most of my inspiration, it comes from religion. Then I try to modify it into a secular way for people to understand. Okay, free position, free position is the middle path. Okay, in the middle, you're like the mediator.
Mediator. Establish your true identity. Are you a Christian? Are you a Muslim? Are you a Buddhist? Who are you? Who is Prophetkey?
No, I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. I'm not a Buddhist. And I'm a servant of Yahweh.
Who is
the
Yahweh?
Creator of heaven and earth, the servant of Yahweh. To be a servant of Yahweh, you don't need to be affiliated with religion. Religion is, and Christian, Muslims, they are all labor of various religions, okay? But to get to know God, you don't have to labor yourself. So I'm a servant of Yahweh, and I believe in Yahweh. I'm a religious leader, and I have my own religion. I got my own way, the way I see things religiously.
Is it in a prophetic way, the way you see things? God speak to you in a spiritual context or what?
Yeah, God spoke to me, okay? And also I see things based on logic, wisdom, knowledge, and intelligence.
Intelligence, quite interesting. Before knowing God, what led to you being a person to turn to Christians? Was there any specific thing in Liberia that you think you remember? I used to be who I am. I have to change in this direction. Was there anything that caused you to pivot, to change?
No. Yes, yeah, because I have encounter with God. God, I think I'm the first man on earth that I really heard the voice of God speaking. Now, while I live in my life, I don't care what people say about me. And people really don't fear me because I have a strong conviction that even at the point of death, God can save me.
God can save me.
And event happening throughout my life. Whenever people feel very tough for me and they feel I will fall from nowhere, there is always a miracle because I've heard the voice of God. And that is my strength.
And you still believe that today?
Yeah, that keeps me up. That is one of my strong and belief. God, I have heard God. God has spoken to me, and I still gather in my mind. Even since then, I have not encountered that, but I still have that conviction that yeah, I'm here for a purpose, and God got my back.
Were you in Liberia during the heat of the civil crisis?
No, I left. I left from Liberia at the age of 9, I think, no, at the age of 10 or 11, because I was born 1977, and I left from Liberia in the 90s, and I came to Africa.
So,
and I went back 96.
To do what?
And 96, no, not 96, I went back 98, and around 98, I encountered God.
Okay, yeah, because I was 98. I was in the Ivory Coast. I decided to go back. In fact, I was that 98 or 96? The April 6, but I was in one of those war to cut me. And the reason I'm asking, because there are a lot of conspiracy theory out there, and I don't make judgments. I like to give people the opportunity. Did you participate in the war?
I've never been a rebel, and I can't fight war because if I wanted to be a rebel or fight war, it could have been 98 when I was in Liberia, when how you call it, the law forces were coming and different factions were fighting just it up. And that time already for my religion, I have most of my follower, they joined ATU and they were fighting. But people tell me, say, Prophetkey, why can't you join and fight? I said, no, I don't fight for another man's riches. I won't be laying down in the bush. War will be all between my legs. Then the man and his family will be
give you Isha's king.
Yeah.
So what do you think what they were doing at the time was it for a legitimate cause or they were doing it for themselves?
No, it depends because what they were doing, everybody have their own, how you call it, a way of looking at things. Okay, it might be legitimate to them, and to you, it might be illegitimate. So for them, it was legitimate, but for me, I cannot fight for next man riches.
Who are your congregation? Do you have a congregation? Do you have a church?
No, we don't have a church because we are not Christian. Church belongs to Christian, mosque belongs to Muslim, and the synagogue belongs to Jews. Okay, but I have a follower and I have the house of Yahweh. Anywhere that we worship is the house of Yahweh.
Why people love Prophetkey?
Well, if people love me because people know I'm straight to the issue and I'm very sincere, and it's hard to find people these days that are sincere and are bold in speaking their mind.
Bold speaking there. And I have followed you on several occasions on things. Do you have a political ambition? Has God ever revealed that to you?
No, God has not revealed that to me, but from the way I see things, psychologically, philosophically, and with intelligence, I have ambition. I wish to be a president one day. I don't know how.
President of what?
Of Liberia.
The Republic of
I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't really know how it's going to happen, but I have that conviction that one day I will be the president of Liberia. I don't really know how it's going to happen.
Why you have that conviction?
Because I love my country, and I know to be a good president, you have to love your people and be selfless. I'm a selfless man who's love people compassionately without being picking and choosing. So I think Liberia needs someone like me. So I know to myself that I could be a best president that will unite the Liberian people and eradicate poverty and bring the Liberian dream back. Because the Liberian dream is modernization, Christianization, and the roots of Lord. And modernization and the roots of law are lacking. So I think I can do that. But I don't know how it's going to happen, whether it's going to fall from the sky, whether people are going to take me and shove me there. But
I don't know how you know one day you're going to be a president.
Yeah.
Is that something that are you praying about that as well?
No, I'm not really praying about it. I'm not praying about it because sometimes not everything you do by prayer. Sometimes when it's in your destiny, it's in your destiny. If in my destiny, it will come just like that. I don't need to pray.
As the government of the Republic of Liberia in the past, in the present, has they reached out to the prophet? Helen Johnson Sirleaf, for example, let's start. That's the newest, lately that's the government being in charge. I'm not sure whether you started your podcast at that time. No, I don't think there was a Facebook Live. It started lately. Did Helen Johnson folks ever reach out, maybe to get an embassy in Morocco? They ever reach out considering what you are doing?
No. Helen Johnson Sirleaf and team never reached out to me. Okay, but George Weah and first press secretary. If I can remember his name.
Sam Mane? He reached out to you?
Sam Mane reached out to me because there was time because I have a vision that Joshua are going to become president. And I dream about it. And based upon that, I started to propagate that Joshua will be a president. So it was in that spotlight. Sam Mane reached out to me and said, Prophetkey, please help us and be with us. I said, I'm not helping to be with you, but it's just from Yahweh, and it's just going to happen. And I will just do what I can do.
Did Sam Mane tell you who was telling him to reach out to you? You had an opportunity to discuss that?
No, he didn't tell me. He didn't tell me.
Do you think it was the president? Maybe just from making a guess?
Yes, I'm sure it was George Weah telling him because George Weah is always on social media. Okay, even if he quiet, but he there. And there's the modern age. There's the medium of communication. So he on social media.
Right, yeah, and everybody, even our own man Donald Trump here, 247, he's tweeting. So everybody live on the social media. There was a saying, and I want to get it strictly for you, that you support the CDC government. You help in any way, forms in the reach out to have this government elected, the current government of Liberia?
It's not like I said. Okay, I have a vision, and Yahweh told me that Joe, we are going to become a president. And I also push that vision on the Liberian people that they should allow Yahweh way to be done. And I told them they should allow Yahweh to be done and help this guy to be a president, and let's see our way from the way forward from there.
Do you have any apprehension at the time when he now president, when he was contesting? Was there anything revealed to you that will he be a good person or not? There were other actors that were involved. Did any revelation come to mind?
No. Yahweh did anything I noticed. Yahweh told me that you're going to become a person. I dream about it, and I saw the dream. But what came out to me later was that he and Joel Howard Taylor are going to split. That they were going to split. I have another dream where both of them were sitting, but they turned their faces from one another. So because I interpret dream, so I saw that they were going to split, and we seen it. Even if they are pretending, they will pretend, but they will split automatically, and LeBron would know that it's split.
So, Prophet, you still believe that there will be they will go their way at some point in time?
Yeah, they just have to split. Whether they pretend, but they will split, because I saw it when I have a dream that he will become a president. It happens, and I still have a dream that both of them is split up, and they will split.
Do you still have that conviction? It's still going to happen. Do you know the time? And then revelations on the timeline. Do you know when it's going to happen?
No. There is no timeline, but it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Well, folks, in Radio Land today, I'm honored to have the guy call himself Prophetkey. He's one of the very, very powerful person on the social media. Here at Liberia Public Radio, we represent the broader spectrums of the Liberian politics. Are you going to school in Morocco? I have listened to you. Very smart. You know the issue. You learn the Quran as well?
Yeah, but I'm a religion man. When God spoke to me, I started to read all religion. Wow. Because my early beginning, I was Christian. Because Liberia is a Christian country, my mom and my dad are all Christian. Mm-hmm. So that was my early beginning. And from there, I started to read. I read the Bible. I completed it. I read the Quran. I completed it. And I do more research on the Takna, which is the Jewish Bible. And I start reading all religious books, the Hindu Veda, and I start reading about Zoroastrianism, the ancient religion of Persia, and and Buddhism, Gautama Buddha, and I read about Shanto from how you go to Japan religion, and I try to get the synopsis of all religion, and I understand all religion. So for me, you when it comes to religion, that my specialty, you can't beat me there. I'm an expert in religion.
Yeah. So it seems to me the essence of you learning these different religions, do you embrace them all, or what? Is that what all you put together to get you to do what you are doing?
No, I read it not embracing to be part of them, but I want to know what to know, because book were made for reader. Because everything in book or reader have to read and know what it's about, because people are not just stupid or just right. Okay, there's a knowledge they are imparting somewhere. So I read their knowledge, compare, and see if I can make use out of it. But my religion is a combination of the ancient Mesopotamian religion and Hebrew religion and the African traditional religions and my own personal intelligence.
Wow, that's quite amazing. You see, this is why it's good to have these sort of conversations. We're coming to start talking some hardcore issue here. You are religion. They say there's something called separation of church and state. You sometimes talk politics. Is that part of your religion that you believe in?
Yeah, but because we are all politicians, directly or indirectly, because the word politics came from the Latin word mean to organize.
To organize.
Okay. So when you organize anything, automatically it becomes politics. So we are all politicians. But people that believe that to be a politician is to be part of a political party or to be in government, no. But we are all naturally born politicians, because we all can organize people, we all can relate to people, we all can bring out ideas that works. So we all are politicians. And even when you look at the prophets, the ancient prophets, the way they engage the kings, you could see that they were all oppositions. Okay, they were oppositions. Like you see, people like Hatch McCoy, Johnny Baptist, they beheaded him. Even Jesus, they killed him. When you look at their idea, they were oppositions.
Right. Somebody is writing here, Prophetkey for president and Ali Kaba for vice president, Freedom Party. Would that be the kind of party you think you would want to form, Freedom Party?
No, not Freedom Party.
Okay. So, Prophetkey, talk to me here a little bit. Why you decided to go on the top of the ladder, the presidency? You have the Senate. There are three branches of government: the judiciary, the legislative branch, and the executive. Why are you not even trying to say, let me go in the Senate, maybe from Nimba County, to make sure my county is in order or things are done, and then later on I go to taste the presidency? Instead, you want to go on top of, you want to go on the airflow. Why?
I don't really believe in sectionalism because sectionalism is where you focus on your region. Okay, I'm a man that believe in nationalism. So going to in the Senate, I'm never going to represent Nimba County, and I always try to shy away from that.
You want to represent Liberia, the whole country.
Liberia. I don't want to represent a county. Even on my show. I have programs like capacity building for less fortunate Liberians, organizations that are registered over there, and I have the free position movement. When the things that we gather, the things we share on people, okay, the donation we give, I don't take the donation to Nima. Okay, I don't go to Nima with it. I get to put Morocco, I get to put, and I even plan to educate children in Bomi and in Cape Town. I don't believe in sectionalism. That is not me.
I think that's a very smart move. So you want to solve the problem, the crisis, the economic, the financial, infrastructure problem facing to Liberia. You want to be behind the wheel. Do you see, and like you alluded, Mr. Alexander Cummings of the ANC reaching out to you, do you see his ideas in line with what you strongly believe?
No, for me, Alexander Cummings, he's economically, he could be good, but Liberia is not all about economy. The rule of law too should be enforced. Okay, you can be a good economist and try to make business to work, create jobs.
Right.
But if you cannot enforce
and the laws are not there, then it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Do we have the laws there now?
Yeah, Liberia we have one of the best constitution in the world, but those constitutions have not been enforced. And we need leaders that will be there to enforce the law. Not enforcing or being a dictator to oppress people, because there's different enforcing the law and oppressing people.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They're sanctioning people's liberty from speaking out and stuff like that. Liberia is engulfed with so many political parties. I am confused. I don't know which direction to go. I do not trust them, neither what is happening, because I'm not seeing an alternative as to what really going to happen. The senatorial election is coming ahead. 2023 is next door. Will you come out publicly to tell your followers, to tell the Liberian people, since in fact you want to be a president one of these days, will you make a pick in this coming presidential election?
Yes, I will take side.
You will take side.
I will take side.
Would that be the revelation? Depends.
Yeah. No. What you said?
He said depends. Depends on what?
Depends on the people on the ballot and the ambition for the people. I will take side.
Okay, for discussion purposes and for our viewers and your followers, many of them are yet I see them to writing, celebrating you as usual. Let's throw some names in the ring here. Assuming these people are going to be on the ballot, and to just get a take here, you have Mr. Alexander Cummings, you have Ambassador Joseph Boyka, you have Honorable Benena Yuri. You have Nyombli Kanga Lawrence, who is the political leader of the Liberty Party. Any of those fit your category?
The fact of the matter, we have to wait till the CPP can come with their leader that will represent them. Then we can go from there. Then I can tell you if I'm going to support or not.
Do you like the message they are pushing currently?
Yeah, some, not all. Some, not all.
And that's the only honest thing about you. When I listen to most of your programs, sometimes you blow, sometimes you buy. So today is you do it the right way. Prophetkey will tell you. When you do it the wrong way, it will tell you. So when that happens, do people call you? Because sometimes you talk for a lot of people, but when they do it wrong, you talk at the same time. I like people of a principle. Do they call you to say, "Oh my man, this is what he said yesterday. Why are you saying that?" That's what I want people do. Usually they want people to praise it. I am not that type of person. I am not saying it in you. Do they complain on that?
Yeah, sometimes people call me, people complain, but Prophetkey, the way you're doing this is not good. You're trying to expose the weakness of people. But the fact of the matter, I'm a relation man, and we relation people is a fight between good and evil. Okay, so when I see you trying to go in the way of evil, I will checkmate you. See that? So the people, if people not really love me automatically, especially politicians, because I'm a relation man, and they are secular people. That's a difference. I'm a relation man, and they are secular people. So in only relation people, we always want to expose the wrongdoing. Okay? And what I noticed about politics, so long as makes your friend and he's doing wrong and he in the party, you don't have to expose him. Okay? You have to play low, you don't have to expose him. And that don't work with me as a relation person. For me, I need to expose you so you can make a change.
Yeah.
But sometimes they won't make a change because they are part of a team and the team has their rules and the way they function. But I have to be who I am and continue pushing my way of life.
Let me be gracious, and I think I jumped over the board. I didn't even ask how your family. You get a daughter, right? How old is she now? Is that a daughter, boy or girl?
I have two daughters.
Two.
One is 13 and the other one 6 months old. And I have a son who is 20 years old.
Is he in Morocco there too?
No, my son is not here. My son is in Liberia.
It's in Liberia. Do you talk to him?
Yeah, every day I talk to him. I even talked to him today.
Oh yeah, okay. What does he tell you when you on your when you on different network and people talk behind the scene and see now that's a quite different thing. But what does he tell you that with respect to your own podcast? What do he face some sort of people antagonizing based on your message you sent out there? Has he told you anything like that?
No, first thing first, I try to keep my son private, secret, and I don't show my son to people because I know I get more enemies and anybody can use him. They can get to him to try to break me down because for me, my children there are very precious to me. Because for me, relationship, my son, my daughter represent me because I'm a semen that transform into a body of human being. So for me, my son is.
We're getting to biology class now.
Yeah, my son is me. The way I look at my son, I don't just look at my son as a different person. I look at my son just like me because I'm a semen. Right. Okay, so I try to keep my son outside of politics. I don't make people to know him because they might go for him.
Right.
Okay.
Why you think you're enemy to people?
Yeah, he must. What?
Why you think you will be considered as enemy to the people?
Because I exposing people. I exposing their wrongdoing. And when you expose people wrongdoing, you destroy them. Okay? Because they're wrongdoing at the secret, you destroy them. So they will try to revenge. So my son could be on the target. And I know my son is on the target. So I try to keep my son on a low profile.
Okay. All right, well, folks, let me just say here that we have agreed to have a civil conversation here, and we're going to be very, very strategic in our conversation. So, people that are going to be writing comment, we welcome everybody to participate into this conversation. One of our reasons here at Liberia Public Radio, we think people must be given the opportunity to hear from them, to know their inner part. And like I said, Saddam Hussein, prior to the Gulf War, the first American journalist, Dan Rowlett of CBS, sat with Saddam Hussein and had that interview. And that interview was televised on three major cables in Iraq and even in the USA, for which today the Bushes refused to grant Dan Rowlett interview. And not just only that, British politicians also was able to interview Saddam Hussein. And I'm not saying here Prophetkey is Saddam Hussein. It is to show that we must be able to get other people to know themselves, to know the true inner part of themselves, and that's on the basis of that we had agreed to have a civil conversation here. So we expect all our followers to remain civil in that direction. Okay, let's talk some hardcore ugly issue here. I listen to you. Sometimes you use some extreme words. And you are so creative, words are meant to be used, and that's why they put them in the dictionary. Unfortunately, we're not going to use those words here today. But when you're having your show, who your family do they sit around you?
My wife sit around me, and for my daughter, she's still young. I got it and 6 months, so she don't understand nothing. But that is because that is part of the culture. Like I told you that. I'm a religious man, and my religion is comprised of Sumerian culture, Hebrew culture, and African culture and self-intelligence. Okay? In African certain, where I came from, the Dan culture, insult is a weapon to destroy witches and witchcraft and so forth. People who are wicked, it can destroy them. And even we saw it during the war, they were using it continuously during the war. So, for example, even like the war that we use, yo. Most people don't know the meaning of yo, zeyo. They don't know the meaning of zeyo. All the words are insult.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the word zeyo, it means painting. Painting, painting. Zeyo from Zay, that the painting the woman can wear. But even more people that use it today, they don't even know what it means. Because all the words are society words, all the words are strong words. The yo is like something that is slippery. So that's very slippery. It could be spread, it could be vagina of anything slippery. Yo is something that's slippery. Now you see when for some time when the gear man when they want to act different, say yo zga. Yo zga means slippery. Yeah.
And I listen most of the times. Always you create different attractions to your audience, boys and girls. Even though men and women can be listening, boys and girls, and then later on, I saying hearing all protocol is what the heck is that?
No, what
before the year come to an end, something else will be added there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all protocol is there. Then it's ready to then it's starting now.
Yeah, you see, you have to keep the system. The other things are labor of the Prophetkey show. You have to get your own style.
Right.
Okay? Your own style and how you work. For example, how you want it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I sat down for long and I thought that. More often, I look out in the gallery when people go in a meeting, they carry their children. But I always listen to the person, ladies and gentlemen. So I thought to myself, but what about the little ones?
Why they can't add a little one? Even though the children they can be there, they just say they just include everybody like that.
Yeah, so they don't have the time. They don't have because they don't study the environment. They don't recognize everybody in the environment. So for me, I try to recognize everybody in a certain environment. So where I know they are making mistake, I have to correct them. So that's why I added boys and girls. because boys and girls, they're always around too.
And interestingly, the boys and girls, they are always in good majority. What about the thing? They are the higher group of it. Then what does all protocols observe? What is that? Like somebody come and get
No,
speak.
all protocol observed is where you have to draw attention to get the battle cry, because the insult is a battle cry. Anytime you curse, you kill a witch. Okay, so you have to draw attention for the people to know that you're about to fire.
Mm-hmm.
You can get fire. You get fire unknown to the people. Let people know you coming fire.
So and I strongly believe in what you're doing. All of us have a different passion about our country. We have to express it. What are your plans for? You want to be president one of these days? How you intend to build the economy? How are you going to do if the Liberian people were to elect you today?
First thing first, to build an economy, you have to build the minds of the people. First thing first, Liberia lack human resources. When we say human resources, it means that more people in Liberia are not educated to the capacity to develop their country. You will always go outside and bring people expertise to come work. So to build economy, first of all, you have to build the people mind. Okay, educate them to be able to build their country. Because we have the natural resources. You cannot just say because we get gold, we get diamonds, and we get law, all other kind of thing. So people will just be exploiting it, because the only thing the European can do, they can only build road to take the goods to the market.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing European can do in Africa. They build roads to take the goods to the market. So they're not manufacturing the goods in the country to be able to create job in the country, to be able to drop the prices of goods, because so long things are manufactured in the country, automatically the prices will drop.
Like
okay?
the Firestone now, the tires and all of these rubber products must be manufactured in Liberia. They must have a plantation in Habe, maybe in Basso, in all counties, in order to create jobs. So when you get there, when you become a president of the Republic of Liberia, those are the things you're going to demand these business people.
Yeah, when I become a president, most of the things will be manufactured in Liberia, and Liberian will be employed, because I'm a nationalist. Really, I'm not saying I hate other people, but before I can feed a foreigner, Liberian people should be there's something of 444 I feed anybody else. So Liberian people
in the process of doing that, remember there are other organization, human rights group, and things that will say like, hey, this guy here, he's trying to post a dictatorship style. And I understand where you're coming from, because you want to do extraordinary job, you want to serve your people. But you could be labeled as someone who is extremist.
No, that is not a dictator style, because my people, everything is going well for them. It's not dictator style. Maybe they would say that it's like Donald Trump today. Donald Trump said they must build a wall.
No,
okay, they must build a wall.
Even though the wall is not being built, but it said we'll build a wall. We're going to tell Mexico, pay for the wall.
Because he doesn't stop you from coming to America. We have to come to America legally. So I'm not stopping foreigners from coming to Liberia to work. But before you get work, Liberian people should be employed first before you can get work.
I know what that's.
So Liberian people,
yeah, exactly.
So Liberian people are employed. You're not going to get job. Okay, and we're not going to see Lebanese people, Lebanese people, Indian people in stores in under my government. It will not happen. And that kind of kind of commercial and goods, and retail goods would be for the Liberian people. Lebanese and Indian foreigners will only come with company to be able to employ more Liberian, not to do retailing goods like Liberian. That will not work under my government. That will not work. Okay. And when I become a president, to what we are going to do, I will build Morovia. I will relocate our people, local places like Nikuta, local places like like West Point. All those places are good and sea view, good sightseeing. So all the places we can get a developer to develop it and build hotels areas, places like Busher Island, all the places we need to get rid of the people over there, relocate them. All those places are beautiful sightseeing that can attract investors. Okay, but what we're going to do, for me, what we're going to do, we will build estates in different countries. I'm not going to take you from West Point, then I carry you to Painesville. I take you from West Point, I carry you straight to Grand Gita. I built estate in Grand Gita. I carry you there, I reach there straight. I gave you your key. I said, my man, let your house here. Beautiful apartment. I gave you money, my man, start your life. So you will help to develop Grand Gita. You will help to build the economy of Grand Gita. Take it from Hatchimakole, from Nikuta. I carry you straight to how you went to Cape Mount. Okay? That's how I will dispatch everybody, and Morovia will not be populated. Then when you know you come in Morovia, you can't live Morovia, you must know where you get your pocket, you can't live Morovia. So we have to dispatch those people.
I kind of agree because the city seems to be the breadwinner, so everybody wants to come to the city. Everybody want to be into the city. But if these cities, if the urban Liberia, the counties and all, they are all empowered, people will just come, do their lay 1 or 2 days and go back. That seems to be a brilliant idea. Are you sharing that with other stakeholders now, the idea that you have?
And let me tell you something, for me, and wisdom is power, knowledge is power. Sometimes I really don't like to just give my idea to people, because people take your idea, they go to use it and they act like they are the inventor. It's only because of you asking me, so I have to respond. Okay? But I don't just take my idea, it's very costly, very expensive. I don't just take my idea and give it to people. Even sometimes on my show, you see me insulting. Sometimes I try to drive people away. Sometimes in my mind, I try to drive people away so they can steal my idea. Because I noticed myself, real people with you. Sometimes I drive people away so they can steal my idea. Because when you stick with me, you will get to know that you will take something away from me. And I can't take it from you. I can't take it from you. Anything I inspire you, I can never take it from you. Places that Hatchimakole, Maryland, we have to use Maryland as the economic, economic capital to be able to bring development to the southeast. Okay?
Why Maryland, Prophetkey? Why you think Maryland is strategic?
Yeah, because Maryland have a seaport, and Maryland used to be a country when the crew and the Grable people destroyed the country. Okay? The Haka Maryland was forced to join Liberia. Okay? So Maryland, for the historical and fact, we can use Maryland as a Hatchimakole economic capital. And Maryland too, from Maryland, for the port of Maryland, will be able to supply places like Grand Gita,
Sano, River G.
Then the development will come to the other people. Then Morovia will not be overcrowded. We will not only be focusing on Morovia to get things. Maryland will supply the other people, and Maryland will be the economic capital. So more people will go there because you already make an economic capital. Then Morovia will remain the seat of government. That will be the political capital.
Wow. Those are brilliant ideas. Is there any possible scenario on a planet Earth, and nothing is off the table, when Prophetkey is on his podcast to keep this kind of conversation like this? Is there any possible scenario in the future, anytime?
It depends. It depends, because there is time for everything. And today's the time for you and myself to discuss what we're discussing. Right. So the time I come.
The time will get there.
Yeah, the time will get there.
That the tone, the language, those words that are meant to be used on your platform will eventually change.
It depends. It depends.
Why do you think going to take that for us to get it fixed?
What would make fix when the officials, those that were elected to represent Liberia, when they are enforcing the rules of law, when our people can afford, when corruption are banned, because you cannot eradicate corruption, but you can minimize corruption. When corruption are banned, minimized, and people can afford Okay, then myself too, automatically it will change because how things work. Now everybody going for the insult because people can see the suffering of our people. Liberia, one of my Nigerian friends told me, said Liberia is a ghetto. He said, Prophetkey, forget about Liberia. Your country is a ghetto. Liberia have no residential area. Okay? When we start to get there,
that hurts
our
you.
country
And it hurts you, right? And when people say that as a Liberian, I myself, when somebody tell me that you're going to help me.
It do. It do. So when things start to change, when majority of the people can afford, because you don't have to be rich before you buy yourself a car.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be rich before you get a house for yourself if you're trying to go to school. Okay? But the government can create an avenue that you can afford those things. Those are the normal necessity that everybody can have in daily life because you need car for transportation. But people can even afford, I don't know, if we even talk about a foreign car. And when you see somebody get kind of, it's just like they say the man are rich man. You check that man out, you don't even get $10,000 in your account.
You don't even say 5,000. You talk about $10,000 or let that liberty. That's quite interesting. Do you have plans some point in day to speak with the President of the Republic of Liberia, Dr. George Weah?
I really don't have a plan to speak with him because I'm the prophet. He should have a plan to get to the prophet.
So when President Weah calls you today, will you pick up his phone?
When George Weah call me,
yeah,
I will pick up his phone. I don't refuse people call.
You pick up
everybody told me that when they call me, I pick up the call. Even if I miss your call, when I come back, I will call you. Because I don't know.
You are a prophet.
What people say.
Yeah, you
can refuse call, but you refuse what in the call.
You refuse what in the call. But maybe he could have an apprehension, and I guess he don't watch your show. So he's thinking, if I call the prophet, something gonna come from the prophet, and I will feel hurt. So are you saying here on this live screen that when Dr. Weah or any of his surrogate decide to call you, will you insult them or not?
No, I don't just insult people like that. Okay. No. Because for me, there's a system in place. You calling me, you're not insulting me. You're calling me to tell me something.
Like I call you. You never insulted me. We had a great conversation.
Okay. Now you must have been talking. You've been calling me ever since. But I never insulted you before. Talk.
Right.
We've been talking behind the scene.
Right. And this interview has long been overdue. So what can we do that the prophet can talk to the president? The reason I'm asking and I'm saying this here, you are a prophet and you talk the word of God. And the same Bible or whatever, I don't know what is in the Quran, say to respect and obey your leaders. I wish I could, a Bible person, I had a quotation somewhere. So I think it makes sense to also tell your leader, according to what the scripture says, Mr. President, this is what the Bible says, and you are not doing what the Bible says, how the leader should treat their people. Is that something you're willing to do?
Yeah, but the thing is, for me, I read Bible, I read all the books, but they are not my relationship book. First thing first, my relationship book is my conscience. I believe very strongly that God installed his book into our conscience. Okay? Respect your leaders. It depends. If the leader are crook, you respect crook.
So like what I'm hearing here, Prophet, it looks like you have your own set rules, right?
I do. I have my own set rule. And Alfonso, I have my own set rule, my own way of proceeding in life. Let me be bold with you. I have my own way. First thing first, I read Bible, I read Quran, I read everything, but they are not the book there that depend on to run my decision. No. No,
Wow.
I read the important thing in them. I take some of them, but it's not a book then that I depend on to run my decision. Because first, if I ask you, who wrote this Bible, which are the language you are written in, and when would that go yet and there, you will not find those answers. And even theologians, they will When I really want to be radical, they will not find the answer. So for me, my conscience, which is my intelligence, okay, is my book. Now from my intelligence, I deal with people. Okay, like you myself now we talking.
Right.
From my intelligence, I finish categorize you, profile you, and you want or intellectual or civil discussion. So my intelligence already know, so I have to respond.
So what was the revelation? You are a prophet. You
in
have,
that spotlight.
yeah, you are a prophet. You have the wisdom. God makes a lot of revelations to you. So what was the signal to you when at first, like you said, and you are quite correct, this interview is long overdue. Was it that you were thinking over here for God to speak to you that I need to talk to Alfonso on LPR, or what? Do you have any apprehension?
No, but I was telling you, and to see whether you are not an agent.
Agent of who?
Okay. Whether you are now an agent that they want to use you to get to me in a way, maybe to pull me over, or to get to me in a way to go out of my usual way. Okay, so all the things I have to analyze and check you up. If I have to profile you, anybody that come before me, I profile you. I call it the bring in.
Bring in.
I have to profile you. Yeah, I call that the bring in my philosophy.
It reminds me about this famous on the American cable network. I'm quite sure you see that they call this. I used to watch, but Core TV now it changed. They have this forensic where they have the psycho people, that they profile people, they do a lot of meditation. What the profile say about me?
No, one thing I like you love your tradition, and I like your dress code. Really, I admire it.
I'm a sort of a chief. Wait a minute. Let me just show you something here. Oh my goodness. And maybe if you're on closer, I hold a liberal guy. I have one liberal guy on this network. Are you kidding me? I gotta find it. Let's keep talking. I gotta find it. I took it. I put it somewhere here. Yeah. Crown man. Oh, okay. Yeah, right here. Crown man. Koi Pina. You saw the picture that oh. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, folks, there you have it. I think we need to be having this sort of conversation. I don't believe, oh, this person nowadays, and that's it. So it's like you talk to a lot of people about this network, or maybe personally about me before you consider coming.
No, really, I never talked to anyone. I kept it private, and even today, say, when you call me, my woman left me with my daughter,
right? And
she went inside, and I never told my wife that I was having an interview today. Yeah, I never told her. So she went. The time fast spent. When you call me, you say, "Well, probably the time we supposed to meet today." I said that you. Then you make me guilty. When I told you, say that the leg over here,
do you feel guilty?
Yeah, I felt guilty when you said,
no, I mean,
I gave you my word.
Yeah, no, do you naturally feel guilty?
Well, yeah, I naturally feel guilty when I know that and I'm supposed to do something, I don't do it. I feel guilty because I gave you my word, okay, that I will be on your program.
Right.
So when you call me, I never tell my wife to, because what will make it I never tell my wife is because you tell me to send my picture. I sent my picture yesterday, and I've been checking on it. You never look at it. So maybe I felt maybe you changed your mind. But when you told me
I could, that there's a different time interval. Actually, at the time I checked, I didn't see. I said, okay, maybe let me give it a date. And as soon as I got it, if you look at your message, I responded. I've been hearing Prophetkey. I was just coming to the question, and somebody wrote it. Besides the name Prophetkey, What other name do you have? We can't have you.
Ma-
If you are
ma-
president, if you are, if you are president of
my
Liberia, we
name.
can't call you President Prophetkey.
Yeah, but I call my name in my introduction. My name is Naya Bokwa Abi Yezia, which means Naya Bokwa God Yezia. Because Abi in the Thai language, in the Hebrew language, means God. Okay? Because biblically, the Hebrew believes that God name should be attached to.
Is that on your identity?
No, on my identity, it's not on it.
So how do I know that's your name? You gave that.
But I'm a name. Yeah, but listen, because even according to our Liberian law, you can also adopt a name.
Oh, okay. All right. I just curious. I wanted to ask that question, and somebody put it out there, and I just felt to ask that question because I'm wondering. I will always be sitting behind the microphone. I am building my network, and when you become president, when I start calling the name President Prophetkey, people will be asking, "But where is this? Where is the real name?" and stuff like that. You want to be president? Can I be a good vice president to you?
I would like for a woman to be my vice president.
Why?
Because I believe in the intelligence of women. Real life. I believe strongly in the intelligence of women. A real good woman who is very independent and look from within can be a good leader. If she don't allow herself to be influenced by other people, because naturally women are born with intelligence naturally. If we look at the scenario,
have you identified
in the Bible between Adam and Eve, you understand that Eve was the one that made Adam to see things another way, and now it's better for every one of us.
Have you identified the lady to be the vice president? Is she?
What?
Have you identified the lady who will be your vice president potentially? Have you identified that person?
Not yet, but when the time comes, automatically my vice president will be a woman. I believe strongly in the intellect of a woman. Even sometimes when I want counseling, I talk to women.
What? They are the only people you confide in, you trust, or what?
Not I trust them, but they come with something extraordinary. Now, what people don't understand, why more women following Prophetkey?
But Prophetkey, you're talking about women to be your vice president, and women are in very huge majority. But when you on your podcast, you call some names that are horrible. So, do you think women will be willing to be a vice president?
Yeah, but majority of my followers are women. Don't you know that?
So
majority. If you're gonna do a census now and say Prophetkey should stop causing, you will see majority of the women will say no. Majority of my supporters are women. The women are hurt because their children cannot afford.
And you hurt some of them too.
Yeah, but that is always the case. Somebody got to be hurt. But majority of the women there, they are hurt because the way the leaders are proceeding. And women are always being marginalized in the society. Now, you see, even in the Bible, they don't refer to God as she, but they refer to God as he. And the same Bible says we're created in the image of God, male and female. So if we're created in the image of God, male and female, why you can call God he, you can call God she? Because women are being marginalized in many things.
So now you are made it known to us potentially that you're going to have a woman vice president. Are there plans to change your tone of language towards the woman?
Yeah, but I don't use that language on anyhow or anyone. It depends on the nature. Okay, I'm engaging Joshua like this because Joshua is stubborn, he's self-centered, he don't think about the people are loving. Can you imagine a celebrity, okay, a football icon who during the days when you say from Liberia, say George, we are. How this man became unpopular just in the space of 3 years? Because the way he proceeded. If Josh, we are proceeding the right way.
Yeah, why not to interrupt you? Why you Prophetkey? You have the prophetic idea. What will it take for other bishops, other prophets that did that? They called their president's attention. Why can't you place a phone call today? That will not going to disrupt you of your being the prophet.
No, no, I'm not going to call him. When the mountain I come to Muhammad, Muhammad needs to go to the mountain. Let me give you a joke that the Christian used to vote the Muslim. He said there was a time Muhammad prayed that he would perform miracle, the mountain will come to him. Muhammad pray.
All the knee were peeling, nothing can happen.
Yeah, when Muhammad prayed for the mountain to come to him, when the mountain didn't come, Muhammad went to the mountain. Okay, so when Joshua want me to go to him, I can't go. He have to come to the mountain. But I'm not going to call Joshua. Because let me tell you something. Joshua, let me tell you, Liberia needs me the most. Not only Joshua. But you see, the problem is it left with the IQ. It left with the way they reason. Okay? They don't see that potential because they are blinded. Like I can always say, like I saw on my show, it depends the money which their parent conceived them. I always say when you have sex in the dark, when you conceive a child in the dark, that child will not be bright in the mind. Let's take the example with dog. People say dog that man's best friend. Have you ever seen dog having sex in the night?
I hope to see that. I haven't seen that on planet Earth.
Okay. That one made dog smart because the light, the energy of this light, that vision. But people don't look at those things. Every little thing get impact on our life. Just from the drop of a liquid spring, it turns to a human being. So nothing, you can't overload nothing on this earth.
Let me ask the consequential question here to the prophet, and let me get his spiritual take. Do you hold other people responsible of their action, of their doing?
Yeah,
especially when they are
I really don't go for what they call Satan fool me, or God get advisory called Satan. I can mislead people. No, I don't go by that. I hold people directly of their doing. I'm not into Satan fool me. No, I'm not into that.
So then how you reconcile George, we are mother who is dead? Sometimes you call his name. Do you think it's fair?
Yeah, what I'm doing, I try to hurt Joshua feeling because Joshua have already profiled, done research on him, and he love his mom. He love his mom. Try to do something that will help him to change.
To call the prophet.
Not to call me, to change.
To change.
For him to change for a better Liberia. Because when you think people can spank people, they say don't spare the rod. Because you do so that will hurt them for them to change. But he was going for a man for him to change.
You do a lot of reading.
No, but because you have to read. Because what does the so-called white man say? Anything you want to have from black men, put it in book. Because black people can read.
Yeah, you remind me of the guy who in Firestone who was noted of signing any paper can read or sign. So those men that noticed, they say, okay, they paper here, la bro man say we're soaking. They went and wrote a nice letter. Just imagine on the day, just one day for he to retire to get all his benefit. You know what they did? And he was mean, you know, like person, but then they mean too. The people work with them, they don't even give something to their offer A. So the man say, you know what, they met tomorrow. The offer, they didn't tell him that they were going to retire him and give all his benefit. But because he was so mean to his staff, and he is noted of just signing letter, you know what they did? They went and wrote a nice letter. Mr. So, effective today, I'm resigning and something. They sent tap that letter and just put it there. They get a Joe Blow in, look at it, and just sign it and send it to the general manager. General manager, they call him, but before then they are already forwarded to the higher management. And why you go there now, my man? You place a phone call. You send text message, anything that text message is gone. You're not breaking it back. They said, "Wow, tomorrow we have planned a huge program to have you retire with all of your benefits and maybe anywhere you want your family to go. Why would you write that kind of letter?" He said, "No, then I mean right, but do you sign the letter?" You say you're right. You sign is being approved by you. And that's to show that people have to make sure what they are doing, we have to do it right way. What would be the solution to the problem in Liberia, you think? What do you think going to be the solution?
The solution are
all
very
the 10,
the
15
solution
political
are
parties?
the solution are varies because there are many problems in Liberia. Not just one problem in Liberia.
I know. Absolutely.
Yes, so the solution are varies. It depends on the kind of problem we want to solve. For example, I proposed one time on my show that
you didn't.
we always
why can't you send a proposal to national government or the legislature?
No, I'm not going to send it to them. Because first thing for the lack knowledge, you have to come seek knowledge.
To the prophet.
You don't be acting proud when you don't know something. That's just wrong. Mr. Zio, let me tell you something. When I notice you that you know something I don't know, I will always be at your door to know what you know. I'm looking like. Don't act proud, don't act pompous when you don't know something.
Why are they behaving like that? It's hurting the country if that's how they are behaving.
Yeah, but because they are fools. How fools behave. That's a behavior of fool. Fool doesn't know certain thing, but fool always pretending that he knows or she knows. So she spoil things at the end. We don't know something, find people that know it. We don't get common sense or sensitivity. Ask me, look at the thing. Let's discuss it. Okay, but they won't do it. For example, always crying, first thing, why the government can solve the problem of Liberia most stable diet. Right. People say, how to go to agriculture. That's true. There should be agriculture. We get all of those vast land. But our Bible said that dry does sweet, but we'll be eating the dog.
What will be eating before they draw the doors there? They get a dry one. First,
we go to agriculture. The government need to drop taxes on our staple and food, so it can be cheap in the market till we can go and farm. But the government so greedy, they go and tax the people and higher, and when the people come into automatically, they have to increase. So at the end of the day, our people cannot afford. So our stable diet, the government need to drop taxes on all our stable diet. Before we can really talk about going to Hachimakwai to make farm, going to in making farm, not from hand to mouth farm. There should be industrial farming. Mr. Zio in Africa, you see one African man, normal man, see the man farm, the man coffee, cocoa farm, the man pineapple farm, everything. Industrial farming. They take loans from government to do those things. But our government are helping the people. You have to help the people. You need the people. But in so doing, our stable diet, we need to see to it so it can be cheap on the market. Wow. Because it can lead to crisis, national crisis.
And you're quite correct, because if you look at the history of Liberia, all of the death of our president, they all generated from the stable food here. Time is running out here. In the next maybe 8 minutes, we're going to be running all here. And I think we need to, do you think this conversation is healthy?
Yeah, I admire your questions. It's healthy.
It's healthy. For the benefit of the
doubt, sometimes too, no kind of a thing can take me out of my usual attitude. Because now there's a different Prophetkey in front of you.
I know.
And sometimes, there's a different Prophetkey in front of you altogether. And sometimes I really don't want to do it because I know that they will learn from me. And I'm not ready to teach them because they're stubborn. I'm ready to teach them. Mr.
Why would a prophet allow his children to suffer? If you know, why you want to allow the flocks to go to loss?
Because lack of knowledge, the people perish. The people lack of knowledge. The people know who love them. Okay, the people that see everybody see know we all have nothing seen. We are all Liberian, but our IQ separate from one another. So when you see someone with bright IQ, you always have to prep yourself around that person to be able to build your own horizon. But they don't do it. So for me, most of the thing, People want to bring me on a show, but I really don't want to come because when I come, I will be forced to drop knowledge based upon the questions they're going to ask me.
All we does here is time to drop knowledge. You just create all kinds of stuff. Yeah. I'm about to when the other person will call you, come and drop knowledge. Then they flow in the knowledge with the knowledge that you have. That's quite interesting. But I think for us at Liberia Public Radio, and to be honest, I respect what you do. I disagree with some of the things you talk, but for the most part, to be honest with you, you have a lot of inside souls who give you critical information. That's for sure. What you are doing, people like it. But that's my own personal opinion, and I believe long range conversation. Because if I have to give my vote to maybe Prophetkey when he decides to be a president, which of course you have declared, even though you don't want me, you say you want woman to be vice president, so I don't know, maybe I can be the minister of information. Am I fit for that?
Minister of information?
Or maybe LBS director. I don't want to go too high.
Yeah, you good there because you for getting to me the way you persuade me to bring me a show. You use the scenario of Saddam Hussein. That's good.
Okay.
And what you did there, but more people won't learn it from you. That no matter the person, you can get to him and get information from him. Because even Al Qaeda, Al Jazeera can get news from them.
Yeah, to go to them. And you know that, and you won't believe the volumes of phone calls in bus. Like LPRO does not have a boundaries, and as a journalist, you do not set a boundary. Say, "Oh, I can talk to these people. I can talk to only these people." Then you are not making the news proportional. Okay, Walt, Prophetkey, we hope to get this. I hope to reach out to other folks, Ali and all of people that speak for the CDC, speak for the opposition. I try to get a sense of view, and I think one of these days we can all come together. And I strongly believe all of these expressions, whether people using extreme language, is their own passion they have for the country. So we need to understand what's going on, and we can find a common ground. What would be the final message here for the prophet? Is the prophet willing to forgive his children so that they can be of maybe to come to their senses, to call on the prophet for wisdom?
No, the thing here, forgiveness belongs to Yahweh. Yahweh will forgive them, and when Yahweh forgives them, the prophet will know they have been forgiven. It's not me to forgive anyone. Yahweh will forgive them, and when Yahweh forgives them, I will see it in the attitude.
When you're praying, do you pray?
Yeah, I do pray, because prayer is the act of asking for something. I pray. I pray every Saturday.
Every Saturday. Why Saturday?
Because Saturday is the Sabbath.
Sabbath. Oh.
It's the day set aside to worship.
Do you pray for your country, Liberia?
I pray for Liberia in a way that those who are robbing the people should be exposed.
Exposed. Do you pray for the president?
No, I don't pray for the president.
Do you pray for the legislative branch of government?
I don't pray for them.
You pray for the judiciary?
Really, the judiciary, I don't pray for them.
Then who are you praying for?
I pray for the ordinary people, and I pray for those criminals to be exposed. They should use their own hand to destroy themselves. Everything that they do, they must destroy themselves. They must expose themselves. Those are the kind of a prayer that I do.
All right, and let me thank you, because I think you were involved. Those students that were in Morocco, I think you were involved in a fundraiser too, correct? Is that true? Am I right? You help in whatever the students, the case in Morocco. You were involved during that school stuff fundraiser.
We were.
The students in Morocco, the Liberian students in Morocco.
Yeah, the student in Morocco, I spoke about them on my show, but I never did fundraising for them.
Oh, okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure. I had a similar thing. Okay, look, Prophetkey, it was wonderful having this conversation. I hope it's not going to be the ending of it. I'm going to reach out to Ali, and all of the other folks, whether people who disagree with people, because I was strong believer at LPR, every Liberian has the right to discuss and talk about their country and even talk about their leader. But we have to find a common ground. I do not believe people sweeping things on the raw. And that's what Liberian people are noted for. By the time you put your finger on you want to say, oh no, that man, by the time you say, hey, they don't get that man chance. They already feeling they are soothsayer. They already feeling thinking what you're going to talk. What is the final word the prophet wants to leave with us here today?
The final word is that Liberian in the diaspora should continue to stand for their people, because in this time they are the only hope for those in Liberia. So regardless that some of our people did, they took the wrong decision by electing Joshua into power, but do not turn your back on them, because their aim was for Joshua to do what is right, but now they have become a criminal gang. So don't hold it against them, but continue to look out for your people, because in life there is season and time to everything. Okay? Government comes, government go. This storm that we're seeing today, one day it will be a history. So let's continue to engage our people. Let's continue to help them. Thank you very much.
All right, that's the voice of Prophetkey from the Kingdom of Morocco. Prophet, I want to thank you so much for your time taken with us here at LPR, and we're looking forward to having this sort of ongoing conversation. Thank you so much.
And thank you too, sir.
All right. Okay, my friends and sort of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. That was an exclusive interview with Prophetkey from the Kingdom of Morocco, making a first appearance here on the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. We intend to continue this. I think it was a wonderful engagement. Let me go to Liberia, where LPR Mike Dunn, station manager of the Liberia Public Radio, is also standing by monitoring this interview. Mike Dunn, good evening. Look at your microphone. I'm not hearing you, Mike.
Are you getting me now? Okay, you hearing me now, right?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Good afternoon.
Good evening. Good evening. It's 6:29 p.m. here. I've been listening to Prophetkey. It was quite an interesting conversation, really. I just wanted to ask him about how he go about getting some of his information, whether some of his information can be authenticated before bringing it to the public glare. But however, he's left already. Yeah. Again, moreover, it's quite cool this afternoon. I mean, this evening.
Yeah, but I think it was an honest conversation. I think from time to time we need to give people the chance, to have these kind of conversations. The government, the opposition, everybody should be open up to have these sort of critical and hardcore conversations, even though one might not know the end result of the conversation. But like he said, I reached out to him. We have talked on this for quite a long time. He committed last week that today he want to be appearing. And he did. And as far as I'm concerned, the conversation was very cordial.
Yes, I mean, I was quite surprised that Prophetkey spoke today without using, quote unquote, some profanity. Because on many occasions, it has come up very harshly.
No, but also there was a line of demarcation that told him to be breaking, and he got that very well. And when you talk to him off camera or behind the scene, he's quite a different guy, and that's what I was saying. He said, "Well, if I'm in your house, you call me, I respect you a little, but when you come to my house, you also have to, So I think that sort of understanding was there. So for me, it was not that surprise. There were a lot of apprehensions on the part of other colleagues and other folks. You're going to be explosive and all of that, but I think it is healthy. It is good. To talk to these people. It is about nation. It is not about me. It is not about LPR. it is never personal self, but it's about the Republic of Liberia. And with such a huge and diverse culture, people with different beliefs. So obviously, you're going to have a descendant view, whether it's in a good direction. I saw a lot of drama unfolding today. Representative Yeke Koluba, the police. I don't know what. Can you tell us and bring up to speed what actually transpired today? Traffic came to a halt.
Yes, traffic came to a halt according to what I've been following and what some of our reporters have followed so far. Representative Yega Koluba vehicle, official vehicle, was taking the opposite lane according to the information, and then the police tried to
Over.
put. Yes, he was. The vehicle was actually pulled over, but in the process, the lawmaker came and then vehemently said that if his vehicle is his official vehicle will not be pulled over. So that brought some level of outbreak, and we saw him sitting on the car wood and so forth, and that was later on resolved. However, and so that what actually happened, and that caused a bit of traffic along the uh, along the boulevard belt actually.
Any arrests were affected? Any arrests so far, you know?
No, we haven't heard any the rest so far since the incident occurred. But though I'm actually trying to go through the traffic law as to because the lawmakers are given certain privileges when it comes to
And I think
overtaking.
that's what Koluba was saying. He said, "Well, you don't know the law. I know the law, so I'm not sure that way has to be verified." But was his vehicle was it flying the official license plate, LEG or whatever? Was it flying the
Yeah,
official license
H
plate?
O HOR 65. That is Yeke official lesson plate. The
Was it
vehicle was
was it
yes.
it was recognized by the police or the traffic police or traffic authority? Was it recognized?
From the beginning, it seems that it was not recognized by the traffic police, but then later on, they get to realize that it was the vehicle of an honorable man. So later on, it was resolved. Actually, again, the law provides that lawmakers and certain government officials they have certain privileges, especially for the lawmakers. Tuesday and Thursday, they are given that privilege, especially when they are going for session.
Question and
According to the law, yes. So they
why
can do
are the
anything.
police? Why the police? Why the security apparatus like the police? It seems to mean that they are not updated. They are not up to the speed with these different laws or regulations or privileges given to certain government officials on certain date. Why is it like that?
Well, probably one may say maybe some of them are lazy to read the traffic and the traffic laws of Liberia. But what I know is that whenever you go to the police training academy, you have to go through the traffic regulations and know various traffic signs and other officials or people who are given certain privileges in the traffic regulations. So probably they are some of them maybe they are not just acquainted
Well,
with the traffic and the vehicle regulation laws of Liberia. That's what led to some of what we are seeing.
I was kind of monitoring, but I was in and out because in the middle of doing stuff. Was that a 101? I don't know, 101 or 102? Was that he was the one person he was on scene today?
The one or two, I did not go on the scene, but what I heard from our reporter was, and also watched some video links that was sent to Liberia Public Radio, was that one or two was on the scene. It was one or two that was ordering the vehicle to be pulled over, but then the Yeke then arrived and said, no, this vehicle cannot be impounded, it cannot be pulled over. So that's what led to the outbreak, and then
So authenticate this for me. Was Honorable Koluba, was he in that vehicle when it was pulled over, or he wasn't in the vehicle?
no, he was not in the vehicle. From what we have been getting, he was not in the
But
vehicle.
the fight here is the honorable man vehicle. So I mean, whatever the
Yes,
case is on he's on an official duty. All right, I just wanted to establish
yes,
to know
yes.
what is this. Is the government, the police authority, or Ministry of Justice, anybody issue any official statement so far?
No, not there had not been any statement. What we've been hearing is that I mean the vehicle that was being plowed by the representative, it was not properly plated because some of the lawmakers sometimes they will use one plate, one of the two license plates on either the front or at the back of the car, and then the other one will be missing. So as such, the police seriously frown on that. So that could be one of the reasons that the car was police was attempting to pull over the vehicle because it was not properly plated. Because most of the representatives are given two plates. I remember
And the
then.
police, if they are given two plays, then the national police authority should be aware because they can either that it means it's exchangeable. They can use anyone this day, that day. So are they not aware that these
You
lawmakers?
have to use you have to use the both plates on the rear and the back of the car.
So
So
wait a minute.
uh,
So hold on one
it,
second.
it was it was according to what we've been hearing, that is that one of the plates for Honorable Guyeke Koluba car was not there. So it was like anybody can take any plate and move with it. So that what
Wow.
brought the police action in. Yeah,
Oh my
because
God. That's
if also most of the time, sometimes the relatives of some of the lawmakers sometimes they intend to use one of the lesson plates belonging to them. I have
uh,
come across some situation like that wherein each REP an REP lesson plate was used. One of the plates was used on a relative of a lawmaker vehicle, and then police tried to pull over.
well, then
Later on, she decided to
that
call
is
the
wrong.
police.
That is wrong. In my
Yeah.
city here, in the city of Pawtucket, I can remember a couple of years ago, a police traffic to pull over the city mayor because they found out that the person that was driving the car, even though the city mayor, he was not in the car, but is still an official, but they found out the notice that he was driving too recklessly, and then when they did the test. Apparently, he was under the influence of alcohol. It was over the speed limit, so of course, that car and that was that my first time seeing it. So they are not above the law, and that's the problem. They too should be held. They should conduct themselves responsibly. They make the job of the police harder if they are doing this. I can
Yeah, I
if
mean,
my brother is a
the
senator
law.
and take my brother license plate and go out. They can do anybody can do anything. They can commit any crime and it is through the license
And
plate that is the owner of the
the
vehicle.
plates,
So it's both sided,
the,
you know.
the plates are given to lawmakers, not lawmaker relatives or friends.
Exactly.
So that's the
Uh,
understanding of it. And then lawmakers are given those privileges, especially
to
during session time. Yeah, yeah, so as to enhance their free movement, especially wherein sometimes in the morning hour the traffic will be so tense, so they can just take the tail lane and then go.
my man,
That's
my
how
man, Reb,
it was designed.
my man Reb, he loves being before the camera. Are we going to see some sort of press conference developing as a result of today's scenario by Honorable Ikoluba? Do you think some kind of press conference going to come out to speak to it? This guy love it. They love being before the camera in Liberia.
Yes, probably we're gonna be hearing that. I'm hoping. I was just speaking with one of his one of his workers. I'm sure I put it that way. One of the office stars. I mean,
Mm.
and I was asking as to what next. Since indeed we saw him, he was sitting on the wood of the car and then so forth. So probably we could be hearing some response from him, but up to present we haven't heard anything whether he's going to have an official press conference. But the theme for Yeke Kolobadi Mosovado County uh, has somehow grown to some level wherein his theme is can be compared to probably Darius DeLone, Senator Darius DeLone, and so forth. So Yeke has now become a popular figure in Liberia,
Okay.
So as such, whatever he does, probably people there can be so huge follow of it.
All right. Okay, Mr. Dan, I want to thank you so much for chipping in here. I hope everybody doing okay inside Liberia. We're going to keep having this sort of conversation. Thursday are going to be here. Today is Tuesday, of course. Thursday, the Liberal Progressive will be here on Wednesday. Thursday, are going to be back here with the senatorial aspirant from my Grand Juliet. We have an appointment with Madam Edith Gonglo, where the senatorial aspirant from Nimba County, Republic of Liberia. The list is huge. As they confirm with us, we will keep you posted and bring it here as well. Thank you so much for chipping in.
Thank you, Mr. So. It is our pleasure, as always, to make our own contribution on Liberia Public Radio. We are open, like we continue to say, to everyone, and Liberia Public Radio, Monrovia office or Liberia office is open to everyone, and you can just come by and have your say. We are open to everyone, especially during this political season that we are nearing. And today the 30-day curfew or lockdown that was announced, extension by the president, came to an end. Probably this evening we'll be looking at the executive mansion website to see whether there is some new amendments or some increment.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. There you have it. Okay. All right. That's Mike Dan from the West African state of the Republic of Liberia.
Diaspora informative news platform Liberia Public Radio LPR presents Freedom Watch with Alfonso Zinso. On Freedom Watch, we hold national leaders, opposition, and the general public accountable for words by asking tough questions in exchange for real-time answers. No one walks away free by providing false information. If it's from LPR and Zinso, it got to be good. Be my guest every Sunday live on LPR TV from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. Liberia Public Radio is in the US. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Let me just get my mic on. I want to thank you so much. We're expecting a big virtual concert here coming out here on the 9th of August, right here on LPR TV. It will be sponsored 18 gospel artists. They're going to be appearing right here on the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV in some time to come. I want to thank you so much for everything, and we hope that we will be able to have most of these conversations, and we hope that both the authorities and those who are there to enforce the law, they will also respect the law. You can be the one to put the laws in place and violate the law. That makes it very, very difficult. Liberia is a sovereign nation, and I think no one should be above the law, not the lawmakers or even the police or ordinary citizens. It is what we have on air. Until we can change the situation, then it can be where it is. Until then, folks, I want to thank you so much for being part of today's program. Here, I'm Alfonso Zinso of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR TV. I want to thank my guest, Prophetkey from the Kingdom of Morocco, for honoring this invitation. And not just honoring, but keeping his commitment for us to go on this. As far as we are concerned, civility was maintained from start to finish, and that was the understandings of both parties. We'll keep having this sort of conversations with leaders, stakeholders, and those who have interest in Liberia, including the ordinary citizens. Until then, I'm Alfonso Zinso. Have a pleasant evening. I will leave you with this beautiful music here by Minister Wanent Boad, Yahweh.
Yahweh, you are too much for me. Yahweh. too much for me. Hey, yeah, well, you are too much for me. Jehovah Elohim God, you are too much for me. Jehovah Rabboni, you are too much for me. Patience are there, you are too much for me. My God,
Okay, no problem.
Mama walk out in so if minute. Me you are gay ya dog ya wa. Yeah you are oh couple ya. Yeah you are oh come ya do you are. Apo yo ya sia gabla wana blebi kaka mai. Aye you are ya kaka. Uban sali obligat mel. Kanu kaka le dogu bo. Ma ko toka la. E pomo ini makanti. Wata me kwa yie. De lo mere kwa mi. Du ya kaka flo. Se mata. Kaba me sale ka go radio station me wata yie. Zu. Zat. You are ya. Zat. E waka waka. You are ya. Little color where you dia. Why you are a kaka da way. I'm in Wasu, what I like, come and sell a beer, come and like a yellow. Well, Melomen, Melomen was so blue. All our power cracker, one whopper, all that I see what yeah. Come on, there, you go. Well, Mosomen, Mosomen, Kadiso, Kapasale, Alice, go on, Yayi, you go away. Lewa police one was so blood, all our power cracker. Sasala, all that is one more. Ma was says what ya can. Oh, yes, what do I can? Oh, lies what I go. Call it a you go. Did I no Tina, you like a champion, and no, you go aside by. Oh, you're there, when you are the money, you know I like a man.